Hey guys, so I had shot this once before, but this is 9fail part 2. And I'm reshooting this because I kind of botched up the examples for the editors the first time I shot it, but here goes. So this is going to be a quick video, just demoing some basic tools to help you find your way around the system and to get you rolling independently. So the first thing I'm going to go over is editors. And editors on Plan 9, and you don't have VI, you don't have Vim, you don't have Emacs, none of that. You have, well, on here, Sam, Acme, and Ed. But we're not going to worry about Ed. And the only two that really matter at this time are Sam and Acme. So, to get started, we need something to edit. I moved the spell document to stuff, and since I had played around with it before, it's not quite the same as it was before. So we're going to take a quick tour of it, and we're going to start with Acme. So we're going to type in Acme, and spell, and whoa. Now if you've seen screenshots I've put out, you might recognize this layout. And this shows up in a lot of my screenshots because I like doing Go and C programming in Acme. So to get started, and we need to understand how Acme lays out all of its windows and whatnot. So each of these little sections has different commands typed into it, and in Acme everything is text. To select text, you use the first mouse button. To execute text, you use the second or middle mouse button. So exit would be middle mouse button to create a new column. Middle mouse button, click it, whoa. It just appears. And it'll create a blank file thing for you. Rightmost mouse button will select text and find you the next iteration of that text. If I type in here, type world, it'll jump to world and vice versa. Which additionally is helpful if you're trying to find the next example of a variable or usage of a function, etc. Middle mouse puts. Acme has a lot of built-in commands, but Acme also interfaces with external commands. A built-in command that doesn't show up by default is called win. And win starts an RC shell in Acme. So this is just like if I drew myself a terminal in here. Acme uses tiling, so I can create a new window here and then tile around. And we can see we have a nice little layout going here. You can also shift between columns. Whoop, whoop, and then resize. And just like I demoed in the first video, Acme Scrolling is based on the whole right click, middle click, first click example. Not that there's much to scroll through in this case, but you can see it kind of incrementally scrolls. Go down here and right click, it goes all the way to the bottom, etc. So we have that down. Acme can also do some interesting things with piping to the environment and running external commands. So if I type a little sentence here, to brave new world, world, ward, world. Let's cut out that walled. So we have this. I can farther down. So this is actually the redirection operator sort of thing that would normally be found in the shell down here. So you saw like echo and all that. That would normally be used in the shell. We can use it here, and what we can do is highlight some text and pipe it through spell, and if it finds an error in our spelling, it'll notify us and it'll have a little pop-up like we saw before. Let's see if I can trigger it. Highlight some text. Oh, see? Pops up an errors window. Walled, world, I guess excess is the word, or it didn't pick it up. This is based on the spell command and isn't inherently based on Acme. Other things we can do, we can get output back to Acme from something. So actually, if I did this, see, whoa, dumps it into this little area here. So it has some little features, and it integrates with the environment rather than building all the commands into itself like your standard IDE would. This makes it very nice for code development, but not necessarily the best thing in the world thanks to its text-only layout and some of its gimmickiness, and obviously its not prettiness according to some people. I personally like it, but that's up to you. So let's exit. The second one of note is Sam, and we'll do Sam spell here, and we're with a very different layout. So Sam has mouse button menus just like Rio does, Rio being the desktop environment here. And so we have cut, paste, snarf, plumb, look, all that good stuff, send. And we have new Xerox, which is snarf basically, it makes a copy. Resize, close, write, Sam, and then, oh, look, there's spell, found it. Boom. Right click, click, and there it is. So we have two menus. This is the little command window, and this is your text window. And Sam uses its own little windowing layout, so I can do new, and whoa, makes a new text file. And then, yeah, it's being a little sensitive there on the mouse clicks. So yeah, close the file. And so, yeah, Sam. The reason you would use Sam over, say, Acme, and Sam does a lot of things that Acme can do. Start with an exclamation mark, it'll run ls. Sam also has a very powerful editing regular expression language built in, so if I highlight this, I can use this regular expression where I want to, say, replace new with old. We'll see edits. And all of these little bindings are covered in the Sam first man page, so man1 Sam, and it's got a pretty long man page. So yeah, here's some various Sam things. There's also a paper in /sys/doc on how all of these regular expressions work. Now, see, it has a man page, so man6 rejects. Boom. So, breezing over that because I don't have the time to cover all the details of regular expressions. We can use W to write, Q to quit, and we're done. So those are the editors. So Plan 9 doesn't really have a quote-unquote modern browser. There's no HTML5 or Flash support or any of that. What we do have are two browsers. There's Mothra and there's Abaco. And there is a Inferno, unique to Inferno browser called Sharon, but that is not fully set up yet, and I'm not even sure if it's 100% functional yet on 9fail. So we will just use Mothra. So for example, we could go to 9.svi.com, lay out the path. This isn't necessary to type out the path. You can do it later, but I'm just doing it now to save time. So you'll see getting 9.svi.com, and we'll see this little icon. Oh, and here we go. So this is kind of a similar-ish layout to Sam. You'll see it's got a little command area up here, and then it's got your little edit area down here, and it actually has a right-click menu, similar to Sam, though very different commands in some cases. It has a snarf layout so we can highlight text and whatnot. It has alt display mode, which shrinks it down. Moth mode, where if we clicked on something it would quote unquote get it and download it. And we can save hits and get a list of hits. But hits are basically bookmarks as I understand them. And then if we want to go to another site, we can go to like google.com. And And here's Google. It seems to be missing an image, though. I know it does render images. It's not completely devoid of support. So the other browser of note is Abaco, and we can go through the same process here. I'm going to wait for it to load. And first thing that should strike you is that it looks a lot like Acme, and it works the same way. Middle mouse button will run these little commands, and Google will take you to Google, and then right click will find you the next iteration of something, if it can, I think. Certainly up here it will. And then there's no right click menu or anything, it's all just up here. Fairly lightweight on the feature set, but it'll get the job done. And you can see it's got a bit of formatting going here. So I want to go to Google, google.com. We'll see, this one rendered the images, though it seems to show up pretty gross on here. You can go to svi.com, see what svi.com looks like without any advanced HTML or CSS support or any of that. It might take a while. The connection on 9fail is not the speediest, and you probably shouldn't be using it for web browsing in the first place. Nope, see, here we are. And this is what it looks like without anything fancy in. Yep. And you can enter forms, you can do all the basic operations you need. You can hit login and all that. But exit that. Other than that, there's not much to use. If we want to download a file, we can use hget, which is similar to wget or curl. And we do, for example, svi.com/bins/bash/svi, and then give it an output to go to, and it will download and get. And here we are, and look, just like you'd see it on the site. So, yeah, a few other commands exist. I mean, there is Paint. There is a Paint program that exists, and you can sit here and draw little pictures to your heart's content. And just quit this. Doesn't seem to be responding to my escape key. So we'll just delete the window. That's a useful time if you can't exit something or it hangs or is just being slow, you can just kill it with that. So you may be wondering how to read PDFs. I mean, it's not like you can double click on anything and it'll just open for you. So here we have PNGs and HTMLs and whatnot. To read the HTML, you can actually do Mothra file : / and then a slash, and you do the path. So /sys/docs/ auth.html, and you can switch to alt display mode, and we can see we can read the document. Quit. To look at images or read PDFs, which there are some PDFs in here, in trough.pdf, we can use the command page, and voila, very basic. Q to quit. Same works for images. See, and they'll show up. Other than that, everything else should be manageable. If you're wondering about a command or how to use something, you can do like lookman ps, and I'll look for every instance of ps, postscript, see, gs. There's actually a man page for ps itself, so we can do man1 ps. And here we are. Gives us a little, well, I guess this is the process command itself, not actually postscript. But point stands. You can look through things that way. See PS to PDF, how to convert PS documents to PDF documents. And there you are. You get nice little instructions in a readout. The man command is your friend. It's definitely something you want to be using. Lookman is the command I use to find instance of something. So lookman rc. They talk about the rc shell a lot in here, and just that instance showing up. I made a little script command help, which just paginates the Plan 9 intro. And it'll get you through that. You just press enter to forward through it. Paginates it. And to log in to a Linux system, similar to SSH, I mean, there is an SSH command, but it's SSH version 1, not version 2. So to get SSH2, which I don't have the SSH2 command installed, we use scpu, written by Mischief. I installed it. You can do scpu-hsvi.com. This will actually try to log in as Unisnake because I didn't specify a user, now that I think about it. But I guess I'll be gravely disappointed when there's no Unisnake user to log in as. So I could do and it'll probably take a bit because 9fail has one of the slowest connections through the